Good morning, everyone. And take a moment to settle down and just align your body and mind, align yourself to our half an hour journey this morning. Let everything come to rest. Each morning we get a chance to explore a different dimension of conscious living. Explore some facet of this amazing diamond of conscious living from one angle or the other, one perspective or the other. And this morning, we will explore the dimension of detached enjoyment, intensity of detached enjoyment. And we're going to be exploring different perspectives, different perceptions, and different ways to approach this, all the while strengthening our capacity for detached enjoyment. Detached enjoyment. One of the most straightforward ways to access any state of being, actually, is to simply ask oneself, what does it taste like? What does it feel like? So in this case, what does detached enjoyment taste like, feel like? And just go ahead and allow yourself to access that state of being. And both words are really important. Detachment allows us to be a little more spacious, to relax our grip on things, to not be as involved, as invested. Detachment alone by itself is actually very delicious. It's a cultivated taste. It's very delicious. The opposite of detachment is, of course, as we know, attachment. Being caught up. Having strong preferences. Strong ideas about how things should be and shouldn't be. Could be or couldn't be. The more the attachment, strangely enough, the more the attachment, the less the enjoyment. Even if you do momentarily enjoy, it's a kind of feverish enjoyment. Because the part of you knows this is unstable, this is unsure, It could go in any direction. So it's not a really healthy, balanced kind of enjoyment. It's more like excitement, perhaps. So detached enjoyment is what we're exploring today. Detachment, stepping back, coming more into an observation position instead of a being involved position. Drashta bhav, sakshi bhav, observer consciousness, witness consciousness. Observing what? Witnessing what? This moment of life and every aspect of it. Sounds, anything that is seen, smelt, tasted, touched, felt. Any emotion, any sensation, any thought, just letting it be. Letting it be. Shifting from controlling our experience to observing the experience. Ego grows through controlling. Wisdom grows through observing. One of the ways to really come to detachment and the enjoyment is the perception that everything is happening as it should. Everything is in its place. Even though it may not appear like that, even though it may not match our likes and dislikes, but a deeper understanding, a deeper confidence. Everything is happening just as it should, exactly as it should. This perception supports detachment. So everything in your family, everything at work, everything in the world around you, your country, every aspect of your personality, your choices, everything is happening as it should. Everything is in its place. This way of thinking really challenges some people. And they're like, how can it be? How can you say everything's in its place? What about this? What about that? If we think like that, we'll not change anything. You know what? That way of thinking is also in its place. And it's fine. So it's okay to be challenged. It's okay to be confused. It's okay to resist this kind of way of thinking or perceiving. everything is happening exactly the way it should, including the belief that it's not. Play with this. Don't believe it, don't accept it. Just play with this perception. In this world, we should not be afraid of any perspective. Just a perspective. Knowing it's a perspective with detached enjoyment, there is nothing that we need to hesitate about. Every point of view is valid and deserves exploration with awareness. So, extending the same way of thinking further, we can even perceive that life is a movie. So now, instead of being the actor in the movie or the director of the movie, be a spectator, observer of this movie. Enjoy the movie. Instead of getting stressed out about how the movie will turn out, just enjoy this movie. One of my friends, Michael, I interviewed him recently, and he said, it's a pre-recorded movie. It's already been recorded. So why are you so caught up? Why are you trying to change it? Why are you trying to fast forward it? A pre-recorded movie. So take on that way of seeing things. Just experiment. If it's a pre-recorded movie, then just step back, enjoy the movie. Let it turn any way it wants to turn. Let it bewilder you, surprise you. Let it not match your ideas of how it's supposed to go. You know, it will anyway. So why not? Step back and enjoy the show. Unconcerned with outcomes, as though there is any final outcome. There isn't. There is no absolute end to this. It just keeps flowing on and on. That's what the movie does. As I do this practice, something really interesting happens. I'm just sharing the experience, see if it's true for you. Not only the movie of my inverted commas life, the movie of every life appears like a entertaining pre-recorded show, intricately interconnected. Every insect, every stone, every particle of sand, every fiber on every bird's feather, every twig in every nest. every scar on the moon, every snowflake has its own story, part of a thoroughly, vastly interrelated whole, which is spontaneously unfolding without external agency manipulating this and that. It's a really vast movie, and one can relax. Detached enjoyment. Really experiences. Another gateway to detached enjoyment is agendalessness. What agenda do you have? You want to be loved, you want to be secure, you want to be abundant, successful, you want to benefit the world, improve the world. Whatever agenda you have, even the slightest agenda, will skew, distort, and compromise your detached enjoyment. It has to. It just has to. What's it like to drop the agenda, even for a micro moment? And if you can't drop the agenda, detached enjoyment of the inability to drop the agenda. At least notice your agenda. That's the least we can do. And why have you been given this particular agenda? Your brother, sister, mother, father, people who work with you have a slightly different agenda. Why is that? Of all the agendas, did you really choose it? Or was it chosen for you? Who chooses? I mean, if I look at my life, how many so-called chance meetings, chance encounters with people, with books, with conversations, how many chance encounters have led to my worldview, my priorities, my agenda? So it's by chance, or by the script of the pre-recorded movie, that it is the way it is. Well, in that case, just relax. It's all right. It's a pre-recorded movie. Everything is as it is. There's no final outcome to get to anyway. That final outcome just becomes another moment, revealing a new chapter, a new turn in this vast tapestry. Detached enjoyment of life exactly the way it is. And let's focus a bit more on the enjoyment part. Stepping back, letting things happen the way they are, dropping agendas, relaxing the involvement, creates detachment. But how about the enjoyment? Just choose to enjoy. I choose to enjoy what is. Don't just live in the present. Enjoy living in the present. Don't just go through this life. Enjoy this unfolding madness. Love it. Choose to love it. You love what you can let be. You judge what you want to change. So when you love it, you can let it be. When you enjoy it, you can just step back and let it do its own thing. Maharaj would say, life is a show, a most entertaining show indeed. I remember at one time in my practice, I really felt that I never ever need to watch a movie in this life, because this mind and body are themselves a non-stop movie that's going on. You never know what's going to happen next. As detachment strengthens, the enjoyment also strengthens. It's fascinating. And even discomfort, emotional discomfort, social discomfort, feeling awkward, embarrassed, confused. Strangely, even that can be enjoyed, because it's not who you are. It's a spontaneous arising. It's got nothing to do with you. Putting one's foot in one's mouth, as they say, saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. Enjoy that. Misunderstandings, people judging you, you judging you, perhaps happens a lot more. Enjoy that. Decide to enjoy it. Bring it on. This requires a updating of your idea of what enjoyment is. Software update. Enjoy everything. Find joy in everything. It doesn't have to feel a particular way. So I'm going to be quiet now for a few minutes and dive even deeper into detached enjoyment, detachment and enjoyment together. Detached enjoyment is not a state of doing, it's a state of non doing. Could even say it's a kind of undoing. It's just being. And notice if you're judging your capacity to access detached enjoyment. Well, detached enjoyment towards your present ability to have detached enjoyment. It's always available, you know. Doesn't have to look a certain way, doesn't have to feel a certain way. The way it feels now may be different from the way it feels the next moment. Drop agendas, drop involvement. Why are you holding on so tight to something that's so hot, unstable, and profoundly incapable of satisfying? Why? Haven't your last 20, 30, 50, 60 years of life experience shown you how hot it is, how unstable it is, how incapable of satisfying it is? Then why? Drop it. Hot potato, drop it. Drop it. Enjoy the illusion while it lasts. Enjoy the movie while it lasts. Enjoy the confusion while it lasts. Enjoy the resistance while it lasts. Enjoy the fragmentation, the separation while it lasts. Because everything is happening as it should. Everything is in its place. In this vast, interconnected, pre-recorded movie. In which even your level of detached enjoyment is pre-recorded. Beautiful teaching. I found it quite funny. Joy at last to know there is no joy in this world. Peace at last to know that there is no peace in this world. Freedom at last to know there is no freedom in this world. Continue your practice for as long as it needs to be.